If you believe that women are better at fashion than males, you are in for a surprise. Yes, girls are the ones we like and view as fashion idols, but that has never prevented Bernard Arnault from dedicating his life to this delicate game. Moreover, with a net worth of over $213 billion, the creator and chairman of Louis Vuitton is triumphant. The fashion genius is currently the world's richest man and owns over 75 multinational fashion and cosmetic firms. Obviously, Louis Vuitton is the core of Arnault's empire, as the fashion house is today the greatest luxury goods company in the world, with an estimated net worth of about $500 billion. With all that money, it is reasonable to conclude that Arnault is not a poor artist living in a Parisian attic, but is instead living a lavish and affluent life in real estate. Regarding living arrangements, Arnault is a genuine expert in architectural works of art. As a result, he possesses a vast real estate portfolio that would be the envy of any royal family in the world. The 150-year-old castle, located in the wine city of Bordeaux, is among the most opulent properties owned by the French fashion guru. This architectural wonder includes 34 opulently appointed rooms and a truly mesmerizing interior design. The walls are embellished with precious metals and exquisite paintings by renowned artists such as Pablo Picasso, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Maurizio Catlin, Andy Warhol, and Damien Hirst. Since 1871, the castle has been encircled by more than 40 hectares, 100 acres, of unspoiled vines. As you can expect, this luxury does not come cheap. This luxurious castle is approximately worth $100 million. When you have over $213 billion in your bank account, I suppose you can afford a mansion worth $100 million for weekend vacations and parties. Obviously, Arnault feels considerably better being closer to the center of his empire. Thus, he resides in 18th-century Paris. On the bank of the Seine River in the affluent 8th zone of the French capital lies a palace. It cost the French millionaire almost $220 million to live there. Arnault has committed an additional $70 million in upgrades since then. Ultimately, Bernard cannot afford to live like a barbarian without a 12-acre private park, a private tennis court, a swimming pool, a wine cellar, an underground garage, and a private lake. There's more. However, from 2016 to 2017, Arnault acquired 5 ultra-luxurious Beverly Hills houses. The total cost of this acquisition was approximately $125 million. The year 2016 seems to be favorable for purchasing real estate. Arnault likely contacted an astrologer to see which house his zodiac sign fell under. Unfortunately, due to his inability to purchase the astrological houses, he had to settle for half of Rodeo Drive. I wonder whether French billionaires are legally compelled to own a multi-million-dollar mansion in Côte d'Azur. If so, then Arnault can sleep soundly, as he has an excellent villa near Saint-Tropez on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. He is a wealthy man. In any case, the renowned French fashion maestro needs a spot to dock his ships. Being the richest man in the world and the owner of 2 opulent boat manufacturers, he also owns 2 yachts. The yacht collection of Arnault is quite disappointing. In lieu of a fleet resembling the Spanish Armada, the French billionaire has only 2 yachts valued a pitiful $220 million. He does own the firms that constructed them, however. He spent approximately $830 million purchasing Princess Yachts and Royal Van Lent. His prized item is his 330-foot yacht. The ultra-luxurious yacht Symphony can accommodate up to 36 guests in its 8 opulent bedrooms. And while pleasure trips are among the Frenchman's favorites, he also appreciates adventure. This is why he purchased Amadeus. The yacht was built as an icebreaker vessel for explorers. The cost of this exquisite experience, approximately $70 million. That's what I call globetrotting in style. Private jets. With $213 billion in the bank and Elon Musk waiting around the corner to reclaim the title of world's richest person, a more practical mode of transportation is required. As you can guess, Bernard Arnault does not fly coach between a crying infant and a self-satisfied customer who has decided to use his seat to stretch their legs. As comical as that would be, the French billionaire likely travels on private jets or at least in business class. Was it unexpected that such a wealthy businessman would have his own private jet? Well, he did. Arnault had a Bombardier Global 7500, the largest and longest private jet in the world. It costs approximately $75 million and can hold up to 19 passengers. The French millionaire also owned the previous generation of the Bombardier, the Global 6000, which, despite being smaller, is also incredibly luxurious and comfortable. The cost was notably lower than expected, as Bernard was able to purchase it for only $23 million. In addition, Bernard owned a $45 million Falcon 8X, but he sold it because it was too taxing on the environment. Furthermore, his private jets made him an easy target for stalkers and environmental activists, who regularly criticized him for polluting the environment. Therefore, he must now charter a private plane for approximately $15,000 per hour in order to reach his own island. What a waste of resources. Secluded islands? Yes, you heard correctly. Bernard Arnault has exclusive use of an entire island. Indigo Island is a 133-acre paradise found in the Bahamas. The entire island was less expensive than either of his ships. For the pleasure of having a private refuge from the outer world, he only paid $35 million. If you're genuinely curious about how the world's richest man lives, you're in luck. The island is rented by Arnault for retreats. It only costs $300,000 per week, but everything else is now free. The hotels in my checkbook were luxurious. You have already observed that the Louis Vuitton owner has a keen appreciation for extreme luxury. Therefore, it should not come as a surprise that he owns two hotel chains renowned for their grandeur and luxurious lodgings. Chateau Blanc has Saint-Tropez, Cauchy, and Paris on his sites. This hotel's nightly rate is approximately $2,000, but you will be treated like royalty throughout your whole stay. You can take advantage of all the conveniences along with some interior opulence. Regarding names such as Louis Vuitton and Dior, there are no surprises. I believe the second chain is Belmond. The hotel chain includes approximately 46 properties in 24 countries. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that this high-end hotel offers superior services and exquisite accommodations. A night at Belmond is comparable only to a night in heaven. I'm hoping they'll grant me a free week after this fantastic advertisement. I just did art collection. There are millionaires who waste their wealth on gold automobiles, useless toys, and costly clothing. Then there are the extremely wealthy billionaires who prefer to invest in art and culture. They are genuine art patrons who recognize the beauty and worth of each picture. Fortunately, Bernard Arnault comes from the latter group. His art collection is so awe-inspiring that he committed $143 million in a modern arts museum to display it. In his collection, there are works by recognized geniuses that are dazzling: Andy Warhol, Jean-Michel, Maurizio Cattelan, and Damien Hirst. In his Paris mansion, his most cherished works of art occupy a specific location close to him. Never disclosed, the value of Arnault's art collection remains a mystery. Some approximate calculations implied could be close to $1 billion, although this is merely an informed estimate. For all we know, the worth of his works could be larger than vacations. Earning close to $600 million every day is not an easy task. As you might expect, it necessitates a substantial amount of commitment, effort, and commercial acumen. This can be extremely taxing on a person if they do not take periodic breaks. Obviously, your level of productivity entitles you to a truly magnificent holiday. And Bernard Arnault knows this better than anybody else. Bernard enjoys wine, but now into soccer mom. He's a true sommelier. How could it be different when he owns 10 wineries, including Hennessy and Krug? Consequently, he spends his leisure time in vineyards across the globe. As you may have guessed, in addition, he enjoys visiting his private island and sailing his yachts. There's no reason to spend more money when you have such luxuries. I suppose donations, unlike many other billionaires of his status. If Bernard Arnault is donating incognito, he is not a big fan of philanthropy, as one ought to. Regardless, Arnault's name is rarely found on donation lists, with notable exceptions. Of course. For instance, Bernard gave $234 million to aid in the rebuilding of Notre Dame following its 2019 fire. In addition, it appears that Arnault is really concerned about the state of our planet, as he gave approximately $11 million to the Amazon jungle's wildfire control efforts. I wonder if Arnault would be interested in donating $100 million to a tiny charity I administer. It is also titled, "I Want a Private Island," regardless of whether or not he is philanthropic. He earned his $213 billion. If he chooses to spend them on wine, beautiful homes, and exceptional art, that is his right. What would you invest $213 billion in? Please let me know in the comments. If you found Bernard Arnault's life to be fascinating, please subscribe to our channel Luxe Haven and make sure you hit the bell button.